You are welcome. So as Ms. Bridges said, my name is Donna Comer, and I am with Lord Fairfax Community College Workforce Solutions. My title, as she alluded to, is Workforce Coordinator between Workforce Solutions and Fauquier County Economic Development Department. Now for today's meeting, and I'll explain that title in just a second, for today's meeting, what you all really need to know is I'm the program manager for our heavy equipment operator class, which is, we enjoy a unique partnership with the Heavy Construction Contractors Association, which again, we're going to circle back around and talk about that in just a second. But one thing I want to talk to you all about right now in relation to my title and workforce in general is our organization. We work very, very closely with industries in our area, pertinent industries in our area. And so any program, if you were to go to Lord Fairfax Community College website and search Workforce Solutions, and if you see that Workforce Solutions has a program available, then that is indicative of a true need, a skills need, a labor need in our area. The example I always like to give and set up for students is like at Tidewater Community College and in the Norfolk area, they offer a marine diesel program. They are near the shipyard. We don't have a need in our area for a marine diesel program. So I just say that to set you up to understand that if we're offering heavy equipment operator classes, it is because there are employers in our immediate area out there searching and hiring, actively hiring for people with those skills. So what is heavy equipment operator? You go if you're on 66 at all, you've driven by a job site, they're expanding those roads, you've seen the excavators, you've seen the dozers, you've seen those big pieces of equipment. The people driving those and operating those are the operators. The average age of an operator right now is, I believe it's 55. So there's going to be a wave of folks retiring out of that industry. So the employers, all represented by the Heavy Construction Contractors Association, you'll hear me from here on out call that the HCCA. The HCCA represents all of those employers, and they support us. They're a strong industry partner with us, and they support this program, and they hire from this program. Heavy equipment operating classes at Lord Fairfax are really, you can offer them, you can take them in two different ways. You can take what is called a more compact, compressed class, which is offered on the weekends. We actually have one starting this weekend. Those classes are every Saturday and Sunday from 8 a.m. until 4 p.m. for 5.5 weeks. And I know, especially when I'm talking to younger folks, I know that your first thought was it's every Saturday and Sunday, and you don't want to give up every Saturday and Sunday. But really, 5.5 weeks is not a long time. It's not a long time. And at the end of the class, we guarantee you an interview with hiring companies. Now, I want to be clear. I want to point out, take this moment. I said we guarantee you an interview. We do not guarantee you a job. To get the job is on you. But in your class, we do go over employability, we go over resumes, we go over how to interview. So we help you along with that. We help you learn some tricks to writing a good resume and to interviewing well. But you have to, getting the job and representing yourself and selling yourself is certainly on you. The other format is the one I think most of you all who are joining us today would be interested in. It's a weekday format, and the class meets twice weekly from 6 p.m. until 10 p.m. And this particular class starts a week from today. And that it goes on for 11 weeks. So you meet 22 times. These classes are, and also you're guaranteed the interview at the end of that class. There's no difference in format that way. These classes are also what's called fast forward classes. And at the beginning, when I first started chatting with you all, I mentioned how all of our programs are supported by the local industry because there's a need. Also, some of them are supported by the state. They've been deemed what's called a fast forward class. A fast forward class means that there is a skills gap, and the state of Virginia is therefore going to pay 2/3 your tuition to take this class. So right now this class costs $994. So for easy math, we're going to say it costs $3,000. The state of Virginia is going to pay 2/3. So the state of Virginia is going to pay $2,000. You all would be on hook for roughly $1,000. The one catch about this, though, is you sign a promissory note. You sign a promissory note that states if you do not successfully complete this class, you pay the state of Virginia their money back. To successfully complete the class means you attend at least 70% of the classes and you score a 70% or higher on everything, all homework, quizzes, exams, performance profiles, the whole 9 yards. But I don't want any of you to be discouraged by that or be nervous by that, because all of our instructors are industry experts. And what that means, and they have a real heart for their instructors. What that means is our instructors have real earth moving experience, at least 10 years or more. Currently, our HEO team of instructors, their years in the dirt totals 85 years. We have instructors from Shirley Contracting, we have instructors from SW Rogers, from Carter Cat, and most recently, a gentleman is joining our team he's a third generation operator. His family owns a business out in Winchester called Judy Excavating. So the instructors, the team of instructors all bring a wealth of knowledge. They bring different visuals for different pathways that this class can offer for individuals. Right now, circling back around to finance and funding, right now there is a lot of funding out there for these classes. And you may even be able to take the class for less than I think it works out to $998, I think, by the time you pay your third. And there is additional funding out that could help you with that money, with fronting that money. As I said, we are, yes, perfect, thank you. I was going to share a few things as well. As I said, this class is enrolling on Monday. You see what you could learn in the heavy equipment class. You are going to go over construction math, you're going to go over reading plans, you're going to go over civil work, earth moving. Ms. Bridges has shared here the medium wage. I want you to see the medium wage is $22 to $45 an hour. So I'm going to share a story with you all in just a moment. I'm going to share my screen. There is 2 years ago, we had a group of graduating seniors participate in this class, and they all interviewed at the end of this class. And I can tell you all, I don't know all of the details because it's private information, but one thing I can share with you is the lowest offer any of those students received at their interview day was $38,000 a year. Now, Ms. Bridges, some of the other adults who might be listening to this, I did not graduate from high school and make $38,000 a year the very next week. So it's an excellent starting wage, and the skill provides a great pathway. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to share my screen now. Oh, yeah, I can stop. And oh, where is it?
It should be the green arrow at the bottom, and then when you click that, the window should pop up for anything you already have open.
Yeah, and my windows aren't, I have it open, but okay, give me one moment. I was going to tell you all a story about a student in that particular class who he graduated from a school in Fauquier, and he got his credential from HEO, and he was offered a job on his interview day. And that was in June. And in July, the head equipment operator on his job site unfortunately fell ill. And the company, they were kind of scurrying around trying to find someone to operate that equipment and not let that job fall behind. And this student, again, he's your age. I assume most of you all are seniors that I'm speaking with. He advocated for himself, and he told those people, he said, put me on that equipment. I know I can do it. And they did. They gave him a shot. They did. And he's still with, he went with Superior Paving. He's still with them, and he's doing quite well. So let's see here.
And
I'm
if
gonna
you
try
can't,
again, Melissa.
okay, if you can't find it, you can put the link in the chat and I'll open it up on my side.
Okay, yeah, because it's up on my screen and it's not letting me share for some reason. Okay.
No problem.
I'm going to stop right here because I can talk about this forever, and I would much rather hear from some of you. If some of you have questions, or Ms. Bridges, if you hear the questions that students ask. So let me, you all tell me what you want to know about the classes.
I think a question I get a lot is, what is it like? So when I go to school, like to the class, what do I expect? And I can also, I know you're looking for the video or the slide. I'd love for them to get an idea of how it's hands-on training and you actually do kind of like a video game setup, but you're sitting in a chair, and kind of just what a day is like in class and what are the tests like.
Okay.
I think that's one of the stresses.
Mm-hmm. Great. So the classes are all hybrid. The classes are all hybrid classes, which means that we combine hands-on simulator training with some online component. So what you would do is you would come to class, and there is going to be some lecture. There is going to be a little lecture, and you're going to, as I said, be learning from that industry expert. But they are what's called their performance profiles, and you'll have to learn, maybe you have to learn how to do a walk around, because that before you go to work, you have to walk around your equipment and do a safety check and make sure that everything is in order before you jump on that piece of equipment and begin operating it. So you'll have to do the walk around, but we use state-of-the-art simulators, and they are not many people when they hear me say that, they think, oh, it's a video game. They are motion activated. So you get on this big simulator, this moving platform, and the controls, everything are just like what you would use on a real piece of equipment. And if you're operating your bucket and you hit the truck with your bucket, your seat is going to react. And then the instructor has the ability to simulate bad weather. The instructor can simulate having a person walk in front of you. They can simulate all kinds of different scenarios that force you to react with the simulator. I can tell you all, let me see while I'm telling you this, I'll see if I can find one of our simulators. Our industry partners, they say that our simulators are about 80% lifelike. And what that means is that company that group that I told you about, the HCCA, we brought in members from that group and they all tried these simulators out. And the worst thing that any of them said was, it's about 80% lifelike. So there you are on a piece of equipment, learning how to operate it safely without ruining that truck if you hit the truck with your bucket, or goodness knows something worse. Also, you do have, let's see, you do have some, I'm not gonna lie, some boring, not simulator things. The simulators are not boring, but you have, when you finish this class, you will earn a nationally recognized credential, which means that it's an NCCER credential, and it means that after you have this credential, if you choose to then move to Colorado, you can take that credential, and it's a registry, and you can go to an employer and you can say, yeah, I have an NCCER credential, and that employer can look it up. And that's, there's something to be said for that, rather than saying, oh, Joe Schmo at ABC Excavating taught me how to operate a dozer. Alyssa, I just put another link in the chat. Oh, I think maybe you have found it. And if you scroll down to it, you can see the simulators. Some of our, there's the simulator. Yeah. We've recently added some virtual reality, a virtual reality aspect to the simulators. It is still kind of new to our program, so our instructors are not using it a lot, but they have started to integrate it into the curriculum. And you get, depending on how many people are in your class, and the classes are never any larger than 12 people. The smallest they will be are 4. The largest it's going to be is 12. And you get a fair amount of simulator time. The class that I'm talking to you all about is being offered at the Vint Hill location, and there are 3 simulators there. So you get exposure to a wheel loader, an excavator, a motor grader, and then we also have a bulldozer attachment. So they're able to switch out the motor grader for the bulldozer, and you get experience operating all of those pieces of equipment. What else? What other questions?
So I'm sure you noticed I showed up a little late. I was having some technical difficulties. I heard something about 2 different programs or 2 different pathways, or a second pathway that you're talking about, and I assume I missed the first. So if you could elaborate on that, maybe.
So I think what you missed was my describing the compact curriculum versus the longer one. So you could have, there are 2 options. You could take the class on a Saturday, Sunday cohort, if you will, and you would meet every Saturday, Sunday from 8 a.m. until 4 p.m., but you're done in 5.5 weeks. So it's just a little over a month. Okay, you're done just a little over a month. The second offering is Monday, Wednesday nights from 6 p.m. until 10 p.m. and that's for 11 weeks. Either ways, the class always ends with a guarantee to interview. You earn your national credential, and also I got a little sidetracked. You actually earn 2 national credentials, nationally recognized credentials, because one is core craft materials and the other is the heavy equipment. Core craft materials, that's the stuff I started to talk about earlier. It's kind of boring. I probably shouldn't tell you all that, but I'm just being honest. It's like this is a screwdriver and this is a hammer. It's just every NCCER level 1 class you have to have the core craft materials. So we mix them together. So you do the boring stuff with the fun stuff. Any other questions?
And I don't
The
know
class you are with the book, and as I said, there is an online component. And something else I also like to point out, our instructors have a real heart. I've been managing the program for almost 2 years now, and I've only ever seen 2 students not complete the class. Our instructors, their goal is really to get you ready to work. They have a real heart. You know, every now and then I'll have someone come to me and they're worried about maybe the online component. They're intimidated by it, or you know, I've even had someone come to me and say, I don't read very well, so you know, I'm worried about whether I'll be able to understand. We've had students with that English is a second language. Like I said, I've only ever seen 2 students not complete, and the students who don't complete, normally they don't complete because maybe their heart's not quite in it. So I don't ever want anyone to be intimidated by the simulators or the online component. I have complete faith that our instructors can get you there. What other questions?
So if I wanted to enroll, what do I do?
Okay, so if you want to enroll, you can enroll on our website. You can just go to
It's a little hard
Alyssa,
to
you're probably
Yeah,
okay.
ma'am, I think your audio is cutting out.
Yeah, we can't hear you.
How about now?
Yes.
Okay, you just go to our website, and if you search heavy, it'll bring up heavy equipment operator 1, level 1, and you add it to your cart. And you can register online, or you can just call our main number and you can register over the phone. So yeah, I'm following you, Alyssa. Ms. Bridges, I need to remember you're with your students when I'm
It's
talking.
okay, right? My name's on there. So, okay, so I'm doing this and I see this was the April class. So this is not the one I want.
So that is not, yeah, that's, you'll have to find the one for, is,
This one, the online hybrid. Oh, that's April.
scroll
July.
down one more time. Keep scrolling.
March 13th.
Yes, so March 13th and March 15th. So the 13th obviously is this weekend. And you can still register for that class if you'd like, or the Monday, Wednesday evening is the one beginning March 15th. I would encourage any of you who are interested in taking the class, I would encourage you to at least go on, make that phone call tomorrow not at the latest, because we've taken, my operations team would cringe to hear me say we've taken late registrations. I do not recommend it, but you could call tomorrow, Wednesday. The funding right now, like I said, there's a lot of it. So the sooner you call, the more comprehensive help that you can get about the funding. So.
And Donna, if I call, the number I'm going to call is this one. The 540-868-702.
Yes. Also, I'll drop in the chat my email. And I'm always happy to help people direct you to the right place. But know that I'm going to direct you to this page or to someone on our operations team. I think that's all you all. Oh, I do know what I want to mention. If any of you are available and you want to see the simulators in person and you have the means to get out there this weekend, I'm getting an internet unstable message. This weekend at our Middletown location, we're hosting a trades information session. So, you know, if you want to get registered, but you want to come out and take a look at the simulators, we'll be at the Middletown location. These classes again are at our Vent Hill location, which is the DC side of Warrenton. It's close to many of you all, I believe. It's close to the western part of Prince William County. Let's see, what other questions? Because I do much better when you guys just ask me the questions, because there's so much. I just start talking about it and sometimes overlook maybe the smallest of details.
I think I'm good.
Okay.
Donna,
All
can
right.
you send me the flyer for that event this weekend?
We don't have a flyer, but I'll send you the link.
Oh, it's on the
I'll send you the
website.
link. And
Okay.
also for any of you all, if you want, you can find Workforce Solutions on social media, and you can follow us there, and that'll tell you about other classes that we offer, because the HEO class is one that would stack very nicely with a CDL license. Also, I just recently learned that a lot of plumbing outfits look for equipment operators. So, you know, an HEO class would stack nicely with a plumbing cert. Also, construction project management. You know, if you got in with the HEO, the beauty about the HEO program is that guarantee to interview. It's a very unique, not all of our programs come with that interview. So it's a very unique thing about, you know, perk of that class. And we always like to stress to our students that you won't necessarily, they're not going to hire you on Wednesday and on Thursday put you on a multi-million-dollar piece of equipment. They're going to ask you to pay your dues a little bit, and they want boots on the ground. But all of our the hiring companies do understand that our students expect to be on equipment within 6 to 8 months after being hired. And then if you pay attention to your instructors, as I said, they all offer very different visuals to different pathways, to career pathways that a start like this can offer. 2 of them are superintendents. 1 is a foreman. As I mentioned, 1 instructor works for Carter Cat. He's actually now in sales. He operated for years and then was picked up by Caterpillar and now sells the big equipment. And then the fifth individual is actually a civil engineer, but he started working on the equipment with his dad and the excavating business. So he really understands how the excavating and the earth moving is an integral part of his civil engineering. Again, multiple pathways, career pathways. Can you think of anything else, Alyssa?
I can't think of anything else. That was really helpful. And I also just put up on the screen some of the additional trades pathways that Workforce offers. Great website, really important to check it out. And then of course, reach out to myself, your college and career counselor, or if you're from another school, your college and career counselor at your school, and we'll help you with this. We are strong believers and supporters in the trades and the amazing opportunities, both financial and career development that it has to offer. So thank you, Donna, so much. And if nobody else has any questions.
Yeah, thank you. You all have my email. Also, if you have a minute, as Ms. Bridges said, surf our website. We now have a career coach. And if you're, after listening to all of this and seeing some of the other programs, you're just, maybe we overwhelmed you with too much information. Reach out. Her name is Julia. Reach out to her. She can help bring it into focus. Yeah, I hope I see some of you in Monday's class, maybe Saturday's class.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alyssa. Take care.